We're going to learn today a Sicha in Likkutei Sichos Chelek Chof Aleph, Parshas Terumah, Sicha Gimel, the third Sicha in Parshas Terumah, and very famous Sicha that the Rebbe spoke. The Rebbe spoke about it very, very emotional about this Sicha because it's a combination of two Sichas. Like the first part of the Sicha is about the Givim of the Menorah that we learn, I think, Tuesday in Chitas. And the second half of the Sicha is about the branches of the menorah, how it went. If it went like half a moon, or we call it a keshes, a bow, or it was straight up a lachtin. What's a lachtin? Diagonal, yeah. Okay. So a very geschmack Sicha, a very interesting Sicha. Chidush of the Rebbe, that the Rebbe is mechadish about the sheet of the Rambam and Rashi, that the Rashi is about the branches. But the sheet of the Rambam about the Givim, the goblets, the cups that there was at the Menorah, there was 22. How was it? So let's start and learn inside and see unbelievable what it is. Wegen der Ziel von der Givim von der Menorah sagen Chazal. The Gemara says in Menachos, Lemain doimin, what did it look like? Gemin kois to Alexandria. In Alexandria, there's a special thing of a kois that they make, as we're going to explain what it is, kois to Alexandria. The Rambam Mefaresh b'Pirush HaMishnah Sheloi. The Rambam in Menachos in the Mishnah, that the Mishnah says about the menorahs that the koises, that they looked like koises Alexandrium. So he's explaining at the main the kois was shulaim sheloi sorim. The deck is small. It's not a cup, it's a regular cup as you look at a cup, but it was small on the bottom and very wide on top. The Rambam la'alocha b'Sefer Hayad. In Sefer Hayad HaChazokot, Mishnah Pirush HaMishnah is just explanation of the Mishnahs. I don't know if the halacha is like this or not. So in a lot of things that's in the Mishnah is not in Yad the same things. So in the Yad it says, Agvim doimin lekoises Alexandria, shepien rochov, the mouth, the top of the gevia is wide, and the shulei and kotzor in the bottom is small. Kifin pene dem adovo tumua. So this is what the Rambam says in Pirush HaMishnah and in Yad HaChazokot. So the Rebbe says we find in it a very interesting thing, and adovo tumua. Wonder, what is it? Es verandert sich von der Menorah, was der Rambam und mit zeigen, wenn Beguf Ksav Yad Kotshoi, in Pirush HaMishnah Sheloi. In Pirush HaMishnah of the Rambam, there's a picture what the Rambam drew about the Menorah. And dort ist mit zeigen, die Givim in a verkehrten Neufen. Is writing it in a complete upside down. Dem breiten Chelek HaGovia Pien zum unten von der Menorah und dem schmalen Teil Shuleien oben. Das heißt, das hier von einer übergekehrten Kois של Alexandria. The Rambam is drawing it as a picture. Take that the bottom is smaller than the top, but it does it upside down. Oh, yeah, everybody has it because I'm my brother. Okay, good. Everybody has it in the end of the by the Sicha. The Shekoyach, whoever printed it with this.
It's in the Sicha.
Yeah. It's in the Likkutei Sichos. Yeah. That's where I get it from. Yeah. Well,
they mentioned in
yes, in the hours. Yes. Yeah. Sile wenn man nicht was mit Pirush HaMishnah gewollt will, Samayainim, nicht was der Omed 172, this is the end of this Sicha. Yeah. I think it's the only one picture in the Likkutei Sichos. No?
I just want to know how old, like in the old prints, this is where you find this picture. Like 1,000 years ago, everyone had this picture.
Pirush HaMishnah.
Pirush HaMishnah.
I'm asking.
Yeah, the pictures in Sefer Hayad, they only found much later.
Yeah.
Sefer Hayad also had a picture.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
It's a part of the Sicha.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
very interesting. No, very interesting part of this, what it says. Very interesting part. Okay. So we have the picture, everybody could look and see that the cup, the Rambam says clear. Top is wider and the bottom is wide. And when you look at the picture, it's upside down. Okay. And after there's a Rambam Alein Bavoron. We could say that it's not intentional. Why? Because we see that the Rambam himself says, as mit dem Zio will noch beweisen, just the general menorah of what it looked like, but not in details. The idea is mean a givim. You want to know how many givim were and where was it? So you open it up and you look and you count and you see how many there is. And also the place where it's placed. How many and where it's placed. But listen to the loss of the Rambam himself. The Choyre comes out that it's not intention. The Rambam says Teida memenu tavnis, but not that you should know the gevia as bedikduk as it is perfectly. But the Rebbe is going to say that it doesn't make any sense. It must be that the Rambam did it intentional. Where do we see it? Was the far is a Messiah the givim in a tavnis mishulosh, because it's not meduyek. That's why it does it mishulosh. Did you ever see a cup that it is on the bottom, it's triangle and you can't stand it up? What kind of cup is it? It doesn't make sense. The Pharisee Mitzayat in Tav Mishulesh, Avalpi, as a Koisel standards, if you look at its stores, where it is, it's not Mishulesh Mamish, because Mishulesh, you can't stand it up. And the Rebbe says very interesting in footnote number 8, Reit Sochim, V'lo lebazichin shulayim chulu. In Beis Hamikdash, when they need the blood take the blood straight from after the Shrite, and you have to go take it, and then the coin is spraying from it, and the Mizbeach, and the Paroiches, what does it say? No, why? There is a reason, because you shouldn't be able to stand it down, because blood thickens very fast, and also it has to be all the time, somebody should hold it, and give it from one coin to another, not to be able to stand it down. Now we see here that the Rambam is doing it, Mishulesh, and it doesn't make sense. This is verständig gepasst, that the Shulaim von der Kost macht man nicht spitzig. You don't make a cup with a point on the bottom, weil demol kann man dem Kost nicht wegstellen. You can't put them down. Sie seien not sorry, small, befragt legabe der Breit. It's in relation to the top, it's smaller, but we could be able to stand it up. When you look at it, it goes up like this, but it's not in a way obvious. So I see that the Rambam did it also in a way that it's not correct. But the Rebbe says, this could not give me a reason that the 22 cups should be upside down just by chance. Und das aber nicht kein Tam zu Metzah sein verkehrt. Zu leim le Mailo in der Eufen le Mato mit dem Kopf herab. The Fratas, the Rambam is given a Daiken Becholim. Rambam was a very, very precise person in everything that he did. Legt sich klar nicht zu sagen, it doesn't make any sense. Als der Rambam soll Metzah sein, die Gewinn bei Eufen aufhoch, und bei jedem Gewinn 22 mal, 22 times you should make it upside down. So we must come to a conclusion that what the Rambam did it like this, because that's how it was. That's why we have to come to a conclusion. As the Rambam sagt, wenn die Gewinn bei uns there, weil der Daitoi ist das very given, sehr quiz bei Meneuro. This what it was. Where did the Rambam take it from? So the Rebbe gives you the reasons. Oder mit Tzadaka Bole, from Melamed to Melamed Medor Ledoir. The Rambam, his teacher told him like this, and his teacher told this teacher like this, and it goes back to Moshe Rabbeinu. That's how it was. And in footnote number 11, the Rebbe says very interesting. That the Rambam in Akdomat Pirshas Mishnayos, how do we know what the Estrig is? So the Rambam says, "Den Shaykh Sofik Ma Priye Tzodor Kimishinil Kamochono." So a father, I saw my father taking a lulav. My father saw his father, and the same thing the teachers. So this same thing is here also. Or the Rebbe gives another opinion why. Or the weil so etwa gefunden in a Medrash Chazal, shloigia le'yodeinu. The Rambam had a Medrash that it didn't come to us. In there it says clear that that's how it was. Al derech megifind, it's not a thing that it's a one-time job. The Rebbe says clear. And al derech megifind bekama mekoymes in Rambam himself, and in other Rishonim, in Yoni was there mocker is a Medrash, v'kayoytze was there, shelo yigia le'yodeinu. So that's why we could come to the conclusion that the Rambam did it with intention, and that's how it was the Menorah. Okay. Now, very interesting, these next 2 or 3 paragraphs, till Ois Gimel, lechoire, after the Rebbe, after footnote number 11 with the star, we don't need it. But it's very interesting, like the Torah Ladir, that the Rebbe spoke Bishas Mainzer, that the Rebbe, what is that? The Rebbe wants to bring the Choire, if he brought it only in Pirshas Mishnayos, and he didn't bring it in Yad HaChazoko, maybe the Halacha it's not like this. So the Rebbe is giving three reasons that there is, even if it's not in Yad HaChazoko, and then the Rebbe says there is more reasons also why the Rambam didn't bring it in Yad HaChazoko, but then was upside down? No, why didn't he bring the picture? Yeah, he didn't bring the picture. The picture is only in Mishnayos. So if he didn't bring it in Yad HaChazoko, maybe it's stuck in Mishnayos just to tell us, as the Rambam says himself, to tell us where how many Givim was and where it was. But after we find in the Aure footnote 11 with the start, the Rebbe says that now we find out that it is. Find out that in the Rambam, Yad HaChazoko, there is the same exact drawing as we have in the Pirshas Mishnayos. So
It's the same exact, but similar. It's the same exact.
These two, this pratim is.
Otherwise,
at least the are the same. Yeah. Okay, so I think we should do footnote number 11 with the start. Then we're going to go back inside and see what the Rebbe is saying. After the Likkutei was printed, and this was in later on, we see that's why it's not 11. It's 11 with the star. It's not 12. שוב נספרתם כתב יד הספר היד, ושום בהלכת בספחירי פרק ג' סוף הלוך י', אישה וזוי צורוסו, ויש ציור המנוירי כמו בפירוש המשנייס. That's the same drawing as in פירוש המשנייס. וגם שם, הגבים וציור, there is also the same thing, the cups are in a picture, פיהם למטו ושוליים למעלו. upside down. כציור המנוירו שבגוף כתב יד קודש הרמב"ם, וכן הקנים אוילים באלכסוין, as you're going to say in the other of the Sicha, about the branches that went also in diagonal and not round. Okay, now let's see what the Rebbe is doing. Poshet Gishmak to see, before we knew that there is in Yad HaChazoko, the Rebbe's reasons, how come it's not? Because if it's not the Yad HaChazoko, could be a Noitin Tam Levgam, could be that the Rambam didn't do it with the intention that this is how the Givim was. Let's listen, very Gishmak. And bringt es nicht bei Sefer HaYad, it's not in Sefer HaYad. Punkt, wer bringt nicht bei Sifrei die Tziyurim, שבפירוש המשנה שלו. There's more pictures in Mishnah, and it doesn't bring it. אף על פי במילא זה אני נויך נשתו בספרי כמה פרוטים ולכם מסת in ציור. In the ציור, we don't see everything correctly. The Rambam himself says that it's not correct. יש לו כמה timing בו זה מהם. The Rebbe says there is a lot of timing, I'm going to give you only 3 timing. א', ולכתחילה is that ציורים נשגוון in sein תוכנס בספרי משנתו. When the Rambam planned how to do ספר יד החזוקו, he planned to do without pictures. Not if anything, not the Beis Hamikdash, not the other things, there's no, without pictures. Based, Al Pi HaYodua, or Vifl, it said, Rebbe brings down Yad Malachi, that's Klole or Rambam. He has all the clothing of the Rambam, how he did this Sefer HaYad. Or Vifl, the Rambam is Memayit, Betachlis, Brengen, Besifrei Zachen, Velechazan, Nish Mefurish, Veshas Mekayot. In Gemara, in Shas, there's nothing there about the Givim. If there was upside that's Koishim Alexandri, but it doesn't say that it was upside down. So that's why he didn't bring the picture, as he knew from his teacher and from his teacher and his teacher, that he knew that it's upside down. If the Rambam would bring the picture in Yad HaChazoko, so people are going to think that everything that's in this picture is leikuve. There's something that's not leikuve. The menorah is kosher 100% without it. That's why I didn't bring the picture, not to show us. There is more timing, and now after this, what we find what it is, we see that it is 100% that's the menorah. Okay. Anal Faremfer, that's what we just learned, right till now, is answering us and is explaining the Rambam. Yeah? Why the Rambam did it. Es bleibt aber die Scheile. The question is not on the Rambam, the question is why. Allemai sind in the Givim von der Menorah gewesen übergekehrt mit den Oivmarot. Why was the Givim in such a way, the upside down, that it's not a normal thing to do when you draw or when you have a cup, you don't have it upside down. Just to mention, I want to mention later, but not to forget, that everybody who was there, not a lot of people were there, because the Rebbe Simchas Torah, everybody would go to Ta'aluche, and the Rebbe would verbring it. It was mamish very little people, and then later on, people started coming back from the Ta'aluche. There was more people. The Rebbe spoke about the union of Ashpoe and everything, and the Rebbe took the cup that was in front of him, and the Rebbe was holding it all Sicha like this. The Rebbe was saying Sicha holding the cup like this, and then the Meshamshin went into the Rebbetzin next door in the library. It was after when the Rebbe was already in the library, in the MEMS. So they told the Rebbetzin that the Rebbe just spoke a Sicha with the toast upside down. Because my man, he was holding a cup upside down. They said, you're holding it and talking to. Okay. So the question is a very simple question. The Rambam proved that the Rambam knew that that's how it was. The question is why? Befragt, als man gefindt, the Rebbe says the question is a very interesting question. Als man gefindt, as the Karshia Mishkan, ob man gedacht sein, der Gelossen. We just learned, I think, yesterday in Chitas. We learned it. About the Kroshim of the Mishkan. What is the Kroshim of Mishkan? Not say Shittim. Oimdim. What does Rashi say? Not laying one on top of the other till you have the height of the Mishkan, and not even standing upside down. Has to be the bottom of the tree, has to be on the bottom of the Mishkan, and the top has to be on top. The bottom has to be on the bottom and the top on top. And the full learn up, and not only this, but for this Kasha Mishkan, we learn it up in the Gemara Menoches, we learn an interesting halacha that kol mitzvahs, any mitzvah that you do kulon is out of Yotzei ben Elo derech Diloson. You're not Yotzei if you don't do it derech Diloson. The most we're going to learn later in the Sicha about the lulav and the and all these things that we have told that as it grows. It's just the Rabbi is finishing up his question. Favos there sollen die Gewinn sein Eper von derech Diloson. It's interesting Diloson of a cup derech Diloson. The Rebbe means there that you use. Other use a cup. The top is up and the bottom is down. And here it makes it upside down. Why? What is the reason of it? Has to be a reason why it is. The Shloimar doesn't was sein moving later was man gefind with the guy that closed in a menorah and then you will have main we do The Rebbe is going to explain very geschmack. We're going to see what is the ultimate goal of the menorah. According to the ultimate goal of the menorah, we'll understand the end of the givim. It's a very, very geschmack and very easy. I mean, it's not complicated to understand. It's a geschmack. Wegen der menorah sagen Chazal, die Gemara says in Menoches, Loi ran itzorich edus lechol ba'olam shashchine shoyre be'Yisrael. Lechoire, we make the light in the Beis Hamikdash either for the Eibishter or for the Kohen Gadol. When the Kohen goes in there, it should have light there. Should see what's doing. So the Eibishter says no. Loi ran itzorich. It's not for me. I don't need the light there. But it's a light for the world. Edus lechol ba'olam. Just to mention, what is the edus lechol ba'olam? That we know that there was 7 cups. Every cup took in a chotzilug, and chotzilug was measured that it's good for the longest nights in the winter nights. That night gets early and it gets light late. So it's, let's say it's about 12 hours. What happens in the summertime? And the night is short, so it was burning a little more longer in the day because there was still for 12 hours always the same amount. It should be good. Now come to the Neir HaMa'aravi. All Rishim of the Rebbe, where is the Neir HaMa'aravi? A big machlok is which one is the Neir HaMa'aravi. But the Neir HaMa'aravi, this Neir that either faces the west or the last of the candles, put in the same amount of oil and it burned 24 hours. Till when the Kohen came to take out the wicks and put in new wicks and everything, it was still lit. So that's Eidus L'chol Be'olam, that the Rebbe is a nest, every day is a nest in Beis Hamikdash, that the menorah is burning, same amount, 24 hours. Okay, the Royer menorah is nicht gewinnt, gedeckt zu beleuchten, den Mord, wo man sie gestellt. It's not for the place in Mishkan or in Mikdash. The light is not necessary there. The other Rebbe, the Rebbe says, Ein not tzorich lo yiro. It's not for me completely. It could have been for both, for outside and for inside. Said no. No, it is given an Eidus L'chol Be'olam, to the whole world, Shashchine Shoyre B'Yisrael. Und mir ein Time, hat man gemacht die Chaloines von Beit HaMikdash in der neuen Eper von Chaloines Stamm noch Skufim Atumim. Skufim מבחוץ ואטומים מבפנים. breiter in Dreußen und schmaler in wenig, wenn wir forschen, seinen das mehr war. We see that everybody knows about the windows in the Beit HaMikdash, so we have 2 things. We have now the menorah, that the oil is not for oil, but in spiritual, goes out to the wall to show them that the Rebbe is by Israel, and he makes a nest every day that it burns 24 hours instead of as the other ones burn 12 when it has the same oil. The same thing is the chaloinus. In general, the chaloinus that they used to make was not chaloinus like we have now. They used to be in the outside. It used to be very narrow, and the light comes in. How do you have the light to spread in the whole house? It goes like this: outside narrow, and inside. Comes to the Beis Hamikdash was the opposite. Inside was narrow, and it goes outside. The light should go outside. What's going on here? I need light inside, or I need light outside. The idea of the chaloinus is to make light outside in the world, like the menorah, like the menorah is made l'chol b'olam. The same thing is the window also. Now the Rebbe is explaining it in Yiddish, but exactly how it was made. A Fenster wird gebaut also. How do you build a window? As the Fensteröffnung is in a wenig breiter inside, it's much wider than outside. Why? Because the Lichtigkeit von draußen soll sich misspassen sein. Euch in das Dottem von dem Cheder. If it's open inside wide, the light comes out in the whole room. Aber the Chaloinus von Beis Hamikdash seien gewinn verkehrt. The windows in the Beis Hamikdash was the opposite. Kotzom bifnim. Inside it was small. And the light goes out and makes light outside. Weil der Tafkid von Neura Menorah is Edus L'chol B'olam. What is the Tafkid of the Menorah? What's the Tafkid of the place of the Kodesh? The light should go outside. Okay. Now we have a very interesting yesoid that the Menorah and the windows, 2 things in the Kodesh, in the Beis Hamikdash or in Mishkan, were for the outside. The Rebbe is going to say the same thing we're going to learn about the Givim. Now we have a little the seed already, what the Rebbe's answer is going to be. Why the Givim were upside down? Al derech ze kemen mevazan v'negad the Givim. The Rabbeinu Bechayai, in our Parsha, is mevayer them remes. He's doing it according to remes. It's not pshat, not rush. It's a remes. In the Givim for the Menorah. A Givia is a kele, loshn of the Rabbeinu Bechayai. A Givia is a kele sheyesh lo beskibel v'omaske umarbe. What's a cup? A cup is receiving the whatever wine, water, anything that you have there. And what happens after that? It gives you to drink and it takes away the quench, when you're thirsty, no more thirst. And das ist a Remes of the Galgalim. What is the Remes? So he says the Remes is Galgalim, Shemekablim, Koiches, Elyonim, Umashpim, Koach, Boilo, Mashofel. The Gevia, a cup in the Beit HaMikdash, in the Mishkan, comes to show us of a Ayin of Ashpoe. So we have already 3 times the Ashpoe. We have the Ashpoe in the light of the menorah, the Ashpoe in the windows, and Ashpoe in the Gevim. But the Adgosha is those in them is what is the main thing what the Rabbeinu Bechaya is saying? The Ashpoe me'elyon la'ashofel, as he uses the word mashke umarve, is giving somebody to drink and is quenching his thirst. The Riker Tavkit von a kos besteht nicht in seiner Klei Kibbel. A kos is not a kele that you keep water in there or wine. And the Rebbe is continuing. Das is the Tavkit von a chofis. What is a barrel? What is a barrel doing? You have a lot of wine, you don't know what to do, so you keep it in a barrel, and then you take from that in a cup, and you drink. So the cup is not a place to old wine. The chovis is to old wine. A chovis, a barrel is too old. A kos completely differently. A kos is a kele durch welcher die mayim und der chovis. You can drink from the barrel. So you take a bottle of water to a what's it called a spring, and you want to drink, and you can't. So you take a cup and you drink. A cup is not for storing water or wine. Kommt on und is mashke umar with the mother mashke. The cup is to take, fill it up, and drink it. Kommt euch. What is the bottom line? As the biur anal from Rabbeinu Bechaya is matim mit mayim harazal anal ben klolos hin amenora. Now we see that the cups is the same thing with Rabbeinu Bechaya, but it says the remes is the same as the menorah. Loi loira nitzorich, and I don't need the light. Now edus v'lechol boy oilom chulu, as the tafkid for noira menorah is nicht in a nitzorich. It's not a nitzorich. The Rebbe doesn't need it, and the Mishkan doesn't need it. It's not in of a nitzorich of kibul, because a kois is not of kibul. No, kedei zu beleichten die Welt zum Bachutz, lo shan Rabbeinu Bechaya, zu mashpia sein beoilom ashof. Now we're going to come and understand why the Gevim is upside down. I say, al pesei Juven favos the Gevim b'menorah seinen in a neufung vom Pien lemato v'shulein lemalo. Now there's a Kois Alexandria that you have it up is wider and the bottom is smaller, but not only that, but it's upside down. Wenn die Gevim seinen zeitwillig zu lieb dem Kibul, bis das oimer Kiddush ala kos, ze yomatzev Pien lemalo v'shulein lemato, was demolt alten sich oif in sich maschke. A gevia. What is that? What do you do with a gevia? Either a cup as you drink, or you make kiddush. You're going to make kiddush, you holding it the right way. Cup is top and the bottom is bottom because you're holding the wine. What happens after you finish kiddush? You drink it up and you turn it over. Valtober as the gevim, שבמנוירו is לרמז of minion from mashke umarve. It's not of the storing or the of kiddush is just a few minutes. Is adrabe der matev zeira leheper piv lemato v'shulov lemailo. Why? Men kert iber dem kos, you turn it over. Kedei the mashke soll sich ausgießen von ihm. As mentioned before when the Rebbe spoke about mashpia and everything, he was holding the cup upside down. It's not made to. It's made to pour out and give to somebody to drink. So now it's understood. Bottom up. Yeah. If you say l'chaim, you have to finish it up all the way. Yeah. Okay. So now we'll understand, weil there's a binyonen, and now we come back to the menorah. Bibal, the roira menorah darf beleichten, die boye oilom, welche seine lemato beruchnies, von der Migdosh, yeah? It goes out and it gives the whole boye oilom. It lifts them, it gives them spiritual, it gives them light. But the beloshna Rabbeinu Bechaya, mashpim boilom ashofel. That's the idea, to give in the oilom ashofel. The river is matzev hagivim shebemenorah, PM. למטו ושוליים למיילו, על דרך ותחלוינס למקדוש זה נשקופים אטומים, איפה וחלוינס לבית. So we have very geschmack, we have 3 things. The oira menorah, the Rebbe loy loira nitzorich, it's not for me. When it comes to the windows, it's not to get light inside, adrabe, to go light outside to boy oil. What is the Gevim? Shows us of the inner Ashpoe. As the Rabbeinu Bechaya says, the Ashpoe of, shows us an Ashpoe, a kos is Ashpoe, and it says, mashke umarve, Ashpoe from the Galgalim that they get from the Eibishter and the Mashpia Lemato. The sun, the moon, everything is Mashpia Lemato. The same thing we have with the Gevim. That's why the Gevim is upside down. Mamish simple and Goin is Bepashtus Geschmack, why the Gevim were upside down. Okay. Now, officially we finished with the idea of why the Gevim were upside down. Now we're going to see another limud, why did the Rebbe say to make it in a way of Kois Alexandria that it's wide and smaller. Why not a regular cup? Could be a regular cup upside down. What's the idea of smaller now? Oisbov, al pianal, kemen euch matmo sein, ba'avoidas ka'odem, dem remes, v'limut, was the givim sein, in given davke, bien rochov, v'shulein koso. The top was wide and the bottom was small. The baltas, the givim sein, in remes, v'pinyin, from mashke u'marve. What does it show? It shows on giving you to drink. So it's moving as do fodot lichape rochov. If you're talking about mashke u'marve, it has to be in a broad way. When es kommt zu Mashpia sein auf der zweiten Nieden, when you go to be Mashpia on somebody else, oder bechlolus yoysta, when you talk in general, zu vernehmen sich mit der Avoide von Lass uns Leisboch dire betachtoinim, right? What's the idea of the Menorah? Eidus will chol boy oilom, to make the Rebish Taradire in the oilom hashofel, in chol boy oilom, in tachtoinim, as the Tanchume says. Medrash Tanchume, Nisaba Kodesh Baruch Hu is dire betachtoinim. So either you go to Mashpia on somebody else, or you do your Avoide to bring light in the world. Darf das getan werden mit der größten Rachvus, bis lemailo mit die Wagbole. You have to go out of all your limitations. Darf mekabel sein, sich onnehmen mit der größten Keuches, piv, durch welchen mekabel der Teuchoi, ist Rochov. When you go do your avoide, and you're going to be mekabel somebody, it has to be in a way that the top is Rochov, because you should be able to give them with Rachvus. Oi, wenn es recht wegen sich allein, when you talk about yourself, when you do avoide with yourself, when er halt, but relast avoide is just starting the avoide, oder a viel später, aber sein avoide is meistens typische Tier, avoide mukbeles, he is serving the Eibishter everything fine, but he's serving in a way of limitations, is ein Matzev, pivle Milo, right? Aber wenn kommt zu der avoide von Tom mit der zweiten Nieden, dann das noch so stinkt. Die Frage zu der avoide von machen die Welt, paradire Lois Borach, not only to make the old world that dire Lois Borach, muss man wissen, als da muss sein lemailo me'agboles. How do you do lemailo me'agboles? Where the rochov, where is the white place? Upside down. Klappe amikabel mimenu amato. That's why the Rebbe told us to make it small and white to show us if it's a regular cup and you're going to give it to somebody else, fine. But it shows you know that the top is the rochov. You should give it in a way of rachvus. Al derech v'geret amol be'arucho. The Rebbe is going to bring the proof when it depends how you're talking. If you're talking about when you start the avodah, so the top is wide. When you talk about mashpia zayin, then you have to turn it over and go out of all your agbolas. Al derech v'geret amol be'arucho. The Rebbe is going to bring proof to it. Very interesting. Wegen dem Chelek in the brackets. Wegen dem Chelek zwischen the Terumah Adonim and Terumah Shkolim, Terumah Mishkan. There is Terumah Adonim was the brother macht a shekel to bring it, then there's another macht a shekel for the korbanos, but then there is Terumah Mishkan. What's the difference between them? It's going to show us at the beginning of the Avodah and later on. Terumah Adonim Shkolim is given by granite Sadovo Mesuyem. What was that? Kesef macht a shekel. You can't take him, bring something else to use for the Adonim. Adonim must be from Kesef. So you bring either silver or macht a shekel. Schenken Terumah Mishkan. Completely differently. But in sich Koilel given alles zu Gabriel. Doimem, Semeach und Chai. Everything was there. Not only this, Ubetziruf was Ish Asher Idvenu Liboy. Also, Medaba was also there. So with all four things. What's the difference? The Rebbe going to explain. That Terumah Adonim Shkolim, Zayin Merames, what does it show? You're going to do the foundation, the beginning, the foundation of the Mishkan. Have to put up the costume there. If there are no Adonim, Vatchol Avodah von Haid, it shows on the beginning of the Avodah. Was avoidas mit him is kisidrom. What does mean kisidrom? Is limited. Avoida mesuderet, unlimited for moidani, und geh mit agachas nishni bechulu. Do moidani, then you go higher and higher and higher till you come to Krishmesh Menestre, and then to go to Besta Knesset, to Besta Medrash, learning. Mashenki, this is all that we talk about the beginning. Mashenki, Terumah Mishkan is Merames, like the Klolus to avoid from Lasus Lemigdos. What is that? Adire betachtoinim. Was in them side in the stock in Agbolas in them calling Yanoilo. There we have all four things, not only Kesef. The Rebbe says there also in the Parshas the Terumah Mishkan Uinyan Bechol Moitcho. It shows right away that it's Bechol Moitcho. Mashenke, we talk about the Adonim, it's only Kesef because then there's the beginning of the Avodah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Ois Diet. Yeah. Now, one question we have left. Although we understand that the saying of Mashpia, Menorah is oil, and the windows, and the Givim, but still a beautiful question. How could you do opposite of all the mitzvahs? We learn in the same Beis Hamikdash, in the same Mishkan, we learn from the Mishkan, we learn Halacha all over. that the kroshim has to be not laying and not even standing upside down, but standing with as they grow. How could it be that the Rebbe said to make the Givim in Mishkan upside down? Why is it? The Rebbe is going to explain it. Geschmack. Wo ist dein? Und das ist der Remes in dem, was Afal Pias Kol HaMitzvahs. Darf man tun, der Gdilos und Davke? Yeah? And here comes, wie es wird gebracht, Lule Gabe, abgelernt von Lule Vuminov. Afal Pikein, Lule Vuminov. You never see, you know what, it's interesting to mention that by the Polish, by the Welt, when they make the brocha and the estrik, they holding it upside down, because if you holding it, you already yoytze with the brocha, yoytze with the mitzvah. What is mitzvah lulev? All that, and that's it. So they holding it upside down, and then they turn it over and they shake it. So we see that to be yoytze, you must be derech gdil loson. A lulev, you can't hold upside down. Das, darov, everything goes the same way as they grow. Afal pikein sein in the givim, shebam neuro, eiper derech gdil loson. How could it be? What do you say?
I'm saying we don't hold it.
We don't do it. We don't do it. We hold it right away. Right away is the right way.
I'm saying we don't hold it during the bracha.
Oh, very good. Good point. Yeah. We pick it up. We pick it up when we finish the brocha. Very good. Because over last year, some first the brocha and then the shaking. I didn't realize that. Yes. Okay. So now the Rebbe is going to ask him what is going on here. So the Rebbe says, "Jeder mitzvah." Very interesting. The footnote 31. A geschmack haore. Leoyer she mitzvah. Oistis Havaye, Bechiluf, Yudkei, Be'adbash. Mitzvah is Oistis Havaye. Vev Vovkei is the second half of the Shem Havaye. Mem Tzadik is in Adbash, Yudkei. Very geschmack. Okay. And V'chol Mitzvah, Klula Mikol HaMitzvahs. Okay. Jeder Mitzvah, befragt Lule Vuminov, seine Bedugmas ganz Seder Ishtalshelus, darf sein Miklolus, mit Seder Ishtalshelus gelassen. What is a Mitzvah? A Mitzvah is in Gashmis. I think that we could say not 99.9, but according to Chassidus, is 100% of mitzvahs is meiste bepoyer, begashmies. And the question comes, what's Ave Ve'ire? How could Ave Ve'ire be that it's gashmies? Maybe I do a lulev, I take a lulev, I take a estrik, I put on film, but what is this? So Chassidus explained that if real Ave Ve'ire from the Eibishter has to be felt in the heart. You have to feel it, mamish, begashmis. So we see that, what is it? Seder Ishtalshelus. Seder Ishtalshelus, Shkederach Gdiloson. What did we establish just before? That when it comes to be Mikare Vayid and everything, it has to be Rochov and Mashpeich. What is it? Rabbeinu Bechaya, Mashke Umarve. Mashke Umarve, how's it going to be? Davke Eipech. Because we're talking about Lemailum Seder Ishtalshelus. It's not Ishtalshelus. It's going out of yourself and doing it in a way. This is what the Menorah is teaching us. Unbelievable. Geschmack. Und da ist der Seder Hakim von Mitzvah in a Neufung von der Gdiloson, because it's talking about Ishtalshelus. Euch die Givim Atmom seine Shuleim Kotzor Piem Rochov. The Givim themselves have taken the idea of the bottom is small and the top is wide. It shows you on something that it's small and wide. Wenn sie wären aber ein Teil von der Menorah, mich schon sehr Inyen Be'menorah is mashke umarve l'shoflu. What is the idea of to give the Rabbeinu Bechaya, to give to somebody, to light outside, and the windows are outside, and this is also to give somebody else. Mehr sein bachutz, is es verbunden mit Mishane sein Tive Bergelusse. This could be only to be, change yourself, get out of yourself, forget about yourself. The Rebbe says clear, darf rausgehen von dir, get out of yourself, get out of the limitations. That's why we do it upside down. Bemeile sein Chalonis Beistoi in a Neufung von Shkufim Atumim, so we have the oil is lechutz, the oil is just, the Rebbe says it, but we don't see it. But the Chalonis, we see it literally, we see it. It's tangible. The windows are the opposite way. What do we see by the Givim? We see it upside down. In the Neufung von Shkufim Atumim, and the Givim, Piem Lemato, Vashuleim Lemailo, Eiper derech Gdiloson, because it's not derech Gdiloson. Get out of yourself. Don't be as you grew up. Und seine Avoide was Spoile Mato ist von Ape Rochov, that's why the Rebbe made it Rochov and those to show us Lemailo Memedide Werkbode. So in this part we finished the part of the idea of the Givim at the Menorah was and why it is very. Now we're going to go into the other Rebbe. Es ist voran noch apparat in dem Ziur Oistres. Es voran noch apparat in dem Ziur Anal von der Menorah Beguf Ksav Yad Rambam. There's another interesting prat, a detail. Was ist anders von den Ziurim or Gil mit der Menorah. Anybody as a child, any menorah that you see, what is it? It's made differently. As the Sichos knei menorah, since the Charov and Konem Tzoi, the 6 branches are coming up from the middle in a gleichen Alachtre, diagonal. Nicht in the Tziyura menorah regilim, as it since the Charov and Chatzoi Keshes, as the Efa bow. Or we used to say Efa moon. When you see the moon when there's nothing, it looks like this. Okay, but the Rebbe says Chatzoi Keshes. Na, weil Pias bin ich dem Prat wollte ich aber durch ich Gott gewinnen an Ort zu sagen. Als der Rambam wird also mit Zeier gewinnen lokal Lazio. Yeah, the Choira, I could say the Rambam himself says that he's not Medaik, he just want to tell us what it looks like. You know, what does the Rebbe mean lokal Lazio? If you want to make six F caches, it's not going to come out the same. One is going to be bigger, one is going to be smaller. Then you make diagonal, it's always the same. So maybe the Rambam did it because of this, because it's easier to draw a diagonal than drawing a round that should be all the same. Steht aber beferisch, listen to the Rebbe, you can't answer it, that the Rambam did it because of this. No, beferisch, Rebbe Avrom ben Rambam, the son of the Rambam in this Parshas says, the Shisho Konim, lost of Rebbe Avrom. Shisho Konim, nimshechu megufo shel menorah letzad roisho beyoisher. As my father, the Rambam, did it, Loi Be'igul is emphasizing not round, as somebody else drew this way. So I have literally 100% that it was like this. And as I state in Pirush Rashi, ala Torah, we learned that in Chitas, as the Shisho Kanim, Be'alach Tzoin im Shochim Voelim, Be'alach Tzoin, diagonal. Kumtois, as the Shiurim Gilim Shulam Neuro, all the shiurim that we see in the menorahs.
I'm saying I'm making it easier. Just notice it makes round. Rashi says it will it makes it round. Rashi says it's kufsa. Stop. Just notice now. Looking at the picture.
I don't know why, but the one answer that I could give, it's only one. Yeah. It's not six. When you make six, it's not going to come out the same. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Okay, so the Rebbe says the bottom line is, as the old Tziurim that we see in the menorahs, what is that? Seine nicht wie das Rashi und nicht wie der Rambam und Mitzvah gewesen. What is going on here? Why? Okay. Euch das. Da bald mich nach Sidim besifroi meinst der Choishe val Melechas HaMishkon, schreibt der Pastus, als die Shisho Kanim seine gewesen, nimshochim Be'igul. I looked up, it was interesting to know, the Mishnah Chassidim, he has a Sefer Ma'aseh Choishev, who is he? So I wrote down his name was Amnuel Chai ben Avrom Riki. He was in Eyalofim 5,400. It's about 350 years ago. He was from the beginning of the Achronim. So he wrote in his Sefer Ma'aseh Choishev, he wrote clear, Nimshochem Be'igul. So what do we do with them? The Rebbe says that the Rambam, son of the Rambam, says definitely like this, and he made it dafke and not be'igul as other people do. What is going on? The Rebbe is going to answer it. Beautiful how the Rebbe is going to refute it and say the shyness that we don't see in a lot of Sichos. But the Rebbe says about that. And there's Mevaya, and he's continuing. He's explaining this Bal Mishnah Chassidim. Azaf and he was in Italy. He was in Italy. And there's Mevaya. Azaf, if he's in Italy, is that Sfardi? Sfardi. Okay. Yeah. The name also says Amnuel Chai ben Avrom Riki. Yeah, okay. He's a Mevayer Azaf al Pias from Pirush Rashi. Listen to this. He's writing it himself. Pirush Rashi is Muchach as lo yo beigul. Now, where is he basing his way that it's Igul? And the Rambam. Avol Rambam bechiburo lo iskir tevas alachsoin elo kosav and shochim voilim. In the picture, you see that that's like this.
Right.
Very good. It's coming up. Yes, very good. In Yad HaChazoko is writing when Imshochim Voilim. Imshochim Voilim could be round also. It doesn't say that it's Alachsen. When Abraham was a Baal Chochmas HaMishkon, there was in the same time, a little earlier than them, there was somebody gave out a Sefer Chochmas HaMishkon. His name was Yosef Shalit ben Eliezer Rikiti. He was from, where's Mantoba? Yeah, the Italian. Okay, it was in Mantova, and he was in Tov, beginning of Eyalofim Tov. So he brings them as a source. The Baal Chochmas schreibt, as von dem is nire, because the Rambam writes, im Shochim ve'oilim, so oilim akodim kimat be'igul, that he went up in round. The Ma'aseh Choishev is Messiah, then he goes back to himself. Listen what he's finishing up. The Ocham is Tavre. I think that this is in a normal mind. I mean, the Ocham Mistavre, the Be'ochem doimim legalgale Rokia, because if it's straight, it doesn't look like a Rokia. Rokia is round. That's why it's round. Shekenegdom im Shivo Neiros. Right, the Shivo Neiros is keneged the galgale Rokia. Look in footnote number 40, as the Rebbe makes it pushes it away right away. Very geschmack. But so Chiyum Godel, האם מפרש שגם הנרו אמצעי יהיה כמעט בעיגול? Maybe I'll say the 6 were equal, but the middle one is also equal. He says 7 against 7. How could it be? Okay, now comes the interesting lesson of the Rebbe. Aber lefi ani is daiti. Listen to the lesson. We bald meint the Choishev schreibe Ferosh. As we learned just before. What is it based that it's equal? Yesod zu lernen as in Shochim beigul is von Simas Loshon Rambam bechibure. Because the Rambam says lo Likkutei v'talachta. And he just write in Shochim v'oilim. Because the point is nire sheyoilim k'ma beigul. And it's finishing up ochem itavrechule. That this is our, I think, it was. Is aber noch, denn es ist nicht gar nicht geworden, Guf Ktav Yad Kodesh Rambam B'Tzira Menoiro, as we learned before, Ve'idusoi, shel Beno Rambam was, as we just learned, but Goshnas, das was over, what we say, when Be'Yoisher, is mit ois drikliche Kavone, has emphasized that that's how he wanted to do it. And he's even saying, not round as other people do. Tavke Azoyim Loi Be'igul Chulu, is Botla, listen to the lesson, Botla Yesod, Botla Binyan. Is the thought is Nim Shochim V'Oilim. There's no yesod, there's no binyan, so it's so. And the Rebbe writes in Aure 41, "Bechlal lo zechisi lefi ani zdaite." Listen, loschen. Lo zechisi lefi ani zdaite. Unbelievable loschen. Leovin, ich habe nicht solche gewähnt. Leut mein. Go ahead.
What's this Rashi tables?
Well, lefi ani zdaite. According to my humble opinion.
Before that.
Well, in the Sicha, when Mechilas. And we didn't learn yet. Didn't get it. We're going to get it. בכלל לא זכיתי לפי אני הזדייתי לאהובין כלל לא ראיה, תמיד אסתוסים בכל הנ"ל נראה שהוא כמעט בעיגול. Why? Listen to the proof. שעריתי ואת קונה מובד וכמה וכמה מקוי מויז בתיאור שבכתב. ולא תורד עבד קונה. It's not the first time. ובכל מוקרים מוכרח, underlined, it's a must, שהוא קו יושו. ולמוצוסי עד עתו אף פעם אחת שמוכרח שזה בו יפמחה. So why is he coming and say that it's דווקא בעיגול and not in this way? Okay. Now listen to Loshen also. Interesting Loshen Sicha. B'mchilas kvoitei rostoi. Somebody could translate it. I'm asking forgiveness from the COVID of his story. He was a talent chochem. He was one of the. With all due respect. With all due respect, yeah, he was very good. With all due respect, he was from the first of the Achronim. G'day Yisrael. Mchilas kvoitei rostoi.
Honor of his Torah.
Yeah, I'm asking Mechila of the Torah that he learned. He learned that it's Torah. The Rebbe says, "Lefi ani izdaiti a third time." Nireboru, as oib. Listen to this, as Rabbi Olsman mentioned before. As oib da meinst bechoishnu val chochmas tamishkon. Wollten gesendem Tzio Rambam and the Pirush von Rebbe Avrom ben Rambam. If they would see the Tzio in Yad HaChazoko and they would see what Rebbe Avrom ben Rambam wrote, wollten euch sehr geschrieben, as es nicht okay plukte, there's no machloikes bose. Kule almen seine Dekanim given be Yosher in diagonal and not in a way of rand. And the Rebbe says very interesting. Where do I take that if they would have seen it, they would have done differently? A very geschmacke brackets. Al der with the Alte Rebbe schreibe Shulchan Aruch in Ilches Mechiras Chometz. As listen, Allah of the Alte Rebbe in Shulchan Aruch. Arbe misporim orishonim zal lo yotzu lo irat fusata me'achodim zal v'lo zo izvadra lismach. The Alte Rebbe innovated things about Mechiras Chometz different as the other people are doing. The Alte Rebbe says why. Because they didn't see the Rishonim. If they didn't see it, that's why they wrote. I saw the Rishonim, that's why. Don't rely on what they wrote because they didn't see it. Same thing is here also. If they would have seen it this, they would have said that the Kanim were for sure in a straight and not in round. Oh, sure.
That says the round, or the old people still.
If the Rebbe brings only him, probably it's only him. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm going to say. And look at this, what everybody goes on for hundreds of years. Every menorah, either it's a flat menorah with all the candles or that, or it's round. There's no such thing as a menorah with this. That's what Rebbe is going to say also. Marvel the Keleshonis, and the Rebbe spoke with very emotional and very upset.
Nowadays, every public menorah is strict.
Yeah.
Even the conservative and reform and
they're also doing it. Wow, I didn't.
Where do they get menorahs from? It's all comes from the same place.
They'll get from the Lubavitch. Yeah. Okay. V'im keinim advorim, if listen to the Lashon also like Lani is died. V'im keinim advorim is ma'anochoin. La'avzir haTorah liyosh, bring back the crown as it was. What? As the alle will machen Ziyurim for the menorah. When anybody who makes a Ziyur of the menorah, begdei to learn which is given, the oisnem for the menorah should mishkan. Why are you doing the menorah? You want to see the menorah that it was in the Mishkan and the Mikdash. So Messiah and they should do it by Lachsoin. Kedas Rashi, but Rashi pshuto shel mikro, and the Rambam al pi aloche, al pi anal. Ze shloimar as b'maskone ein choylek bedovo. There's nobody is says differently. Yeah, okay. Al derech zeh, not only whoever is making up a drawing, the most is chinuch, v'kayotze b'zeh, v'lechem zayne metzayer of the regilionis, blanken. You have a lot of shuls, a lot of moistes, have a menorah on top there. Kayotze b'zeh, dem tziyur ha-menorah, and they zeichnen diknei ha-menorah, vi chatzoi keshes. Most of it are doing it the same thing. Just to mention something very interesting, that we sent into the Rebbe, that we're going to make first love Malko of Hatzole in Crown Heights. The Rebbe gave a broche and everything. Shabbos the Rebbe gave mashke and said that we should use the ambulance just for take a lady that emergency has to have a baby. And the Rebbe said also that it's just going to be that if you go out of 770, you see the ambulance, oops, there's an ambulance, do tshuva. You shouldn't need the ambulance. So it should be a thing to awaken you to do tshuva and to rely on the Eibishter. And then the Rebbe said, Rebbe wrote to me, I wrote it in, I was then coordinator. So the Rebbe wrote that how come that Atzole and all the things of Atzole, all the things in this, the medical things is with a snake. Why is it with a snake? So if you give a look now, Baruch Hashem, we had a big fight, it wasn't easy, and everything in Atzole, not only Crown Heights, is without the snake. I think most of it.
Most of it.
But Rebbe says, Nochash Davotome and this. Right, they don't do it.
It came from.
Doctor.
Yes, it's nothing to do with Nochash. But if yes, the Rebbe says not. Yeah, and they took it out. Okay.
Not all of them.
Huh?
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Is it lately? I don't know when it came out. Some of them have it. Okay, yeah. We tried. We tried our best. Okay.
You're becoming never.
Ja, okay. Ich bewalte Matore von dem Theories zu dienen als der Monung. So again, what is it doing the menorah to remind us that the menorah look? Ich glaube, Yeshua soll Meshane sein, im Zior, Metzayer sein, die Kanim, be'alachtoin. Okay. Yudalef. Dabei kommt doch zu noch ein, there's another thing that about this changing and coming back to what it was. Okay. Der Zior Rogel von der menorah, als die Sheshes Kanim sein, in Bechatzoi Keshes, is al Pi HaShore, Rabbi says, where did they take it from? Why did they start making it round? A Nochmachung von dem Tzira Menorah was nicht nur Metzayer gewesen beräumt. This is coming to they take it from the Menorah that Goyim did it in Roimi. Where? Und auf dem Nitzochen Arke. It's called Shara Nitzochen von Titus the Machshimoy. This is where it is, and that's where they take it from. I made a picture. If you want to pass it around, you should see what it looks like on the Shara Nitzochen. Okay. Wenn Titus a Rosh hat Chorov gemacht im Beis HaMikdosh, hat geheißen, wegzunehmen, Klei HaMikdosh und sie bringen in Räum. He destroyed the Beis HaMikdosh, then instead that he take all the vessels of the Beis HaMikdosh and take it out, the menorah and everything to take to Räum. Lechvoi doi von dem Rosh, in honor of this Rosh, hat man in Räum geboet a Shara Nitzochen. Was trug sein Nomen? They made a special Shara Nitzochen, you know, the gate of Nitzochen, of winning. Shar Titus, they call it Shar Titus. Auf dem Schar hat man gezeigt, wenn wir mit Trog die Gefangene Klei HaMikdosh und betäuschen die Menorah. That's what they made from the stone. They made a picture like carrying the Menorah. Und in dem Ziel von der Menorah hat Shar Titus seinen die Sheshes Hakanim die Chatzoi Keshes. Was neu ist auf dem als der Ziel der Menorah of Shar Titus ist klar nicht mit Duyek. Rabbi writes from 46, because we see in the picture that it has no legs, and it says clearly Gemara Mefurish Shoye Bo Raglaim. Was neu ist auf dem, als der Zier am Menorah mit dem Schartitz ist klar nicht mit durch, ist doch das getan geworden, gemoven, gedeiht zu herausbringen, die Schlitte und Herrschaft vom Räume berieder, Rahmansan. What does it show? The Titus won, it destroyed the Beis HaMikdosh, and here you see the Menorah. Bis als man dort euch ausgekriegt, bekam man mit Koimois die Wörter Judea Kapta. What does it mean? Yehudo, Eden is gefangen. Eden are captive. Wenn es einen gewinnt, Manin, wenn man vielleicht Machriach sein nicht zu kommen zu dem Schar, sie sollen sehen, was dort ist geschrieben und gezeichnet mit dem zu der Niedergebracht. They wanted to demolish or whatever about what he used to make the Eden feel not good. What did they do? They brought him there and they showed him. You see, it says Judea Kapta, that you are slaves. That's what it is. Kumtois, listen to the word what the Rebbe says. As the Messiah sein, die Knea Menorah bechatzoi keshes. If you do it as Chatzoi Keshes, wie sie seine mit Zuyer auf Shar Titus, as they are on Shar Titus, darf rausrufen a Gewaltgeschrei. Has to call out a screaming. Noisa vegam zeika, was das ist Eper Rashe, Rambam b'chulo. Why should you do it? Euch weil das gibt a gewissen Eskem, and also it gives a Eskem, has a Shalom Rachmon Litzlan, zu dem Zior of Shar Titus. Was ist gemacht geworden, kann zu mit Zahl sein Iden und sie niedrig machen. So doesn't make any. The Rebbe brings down in our for 6, it's a long hour, we're not going to go into it. Just interesting to mention that some people want to say that the menorah that they made in Shar Titus is the menorahs that Shlomo Melech made 10 menorahs. Maybe those menorahs were round, and that's why it is. So the Rebbe says number one, we don't know if it was in the second Beis Hamikdash Shlomo's menorahs. The Rebbe brings proof from other places. And then the Rebbe finishes up, even if you're going to say that Shlomo made menorahs round, why should we use now round when you could use like Moshe Rabbeinu did, the real menorah that is 100%. Okay. Just for 1 second, rather than to see it. This is the menorah there. Okay.
I think it's also that he didn't get the
real menorah he didn't get?
Yeah, and that's why they made it round, because he thought it's round, so they made it round.
Yeah, okay. The Oren for sure
didn't
didn't get.
at all.
The Oren for sure didn't get, because last week we learned last week Sicha from Chafalev is also about this Shlomo Melech made tunnels down into and hiding everything. Okay.
Real tunnels, not this tunnel, not this planet guy.
Okay. Tmuras de. In the opposite, was der Zio von der Menorah auf der Monne und Menorah sein Aiden, als ein Tag ist sein Leuroi. What we learn until now? What's the Menorah? The Menorah is not for itself. The Menorah is for outside, for Boy Oilom. So this is what it has to remind us. Eidus will Boy Oilom, Shachshine Shoyre bei Israel. Wer die Zuras der Menorah gemacht bei what does it remind you? Eipach Mamish. Eipach Mamish. Of the strong Beis Hamikdash and taking it to Rome and Shar Titus and Mach Shemo and everything. The Roimot Menatzach when the Eden Rachmon Litzlan. Why should you do it? Euch should be. Wir rotzen. Als bekorv Mamish soll kommen die Gula amit es war Shleimo und wir toben die Menorah kipshuto und bishleimuso. We're going to have the same Menorah, right? As it says, Meister Moshe Nitzchi in our 49. In dem Beis Hamikdash Ashlishi and alle Wellen them with the Menorah Zatois that the Gevim are upside down and the Kanim are in diagonal, not in round. And Moshe var in Moem, and the Gemara says in Psochim and in Yume, Moshe var is going to be there. And with them being a Bostor, we're going to see with our own flesh eyes. There's going to be Zinsen the Menorah to light the Menorah. Kipshuto mamish, u'b'meiro b'yomeinu mamish.